A very good day. Welcome to this Monday morning show. It's a rare Monday. This one feels like a weekend because it is independence here in Uganda. It's a public holiday, and Uganda had got her independence in 1962. And so many years later, we still celebrate this day because it meant a lot for Uganda. But we celebrate as Ugandans, but as Manchester United supporters. Question is, are we independent of the Glazers? Not yet. What's holding us? Themselves. What should we do about it? Nothing. We can just hope. But anyhow, what we can do about Manchester United now is talk about it because we are going into an international break and it means we've got time to dissect everything that is going on at this club and hope that when they do return, that is from this break, we will be fire, hotter than this sun, which is hitting me direct in the face. But I love it. I love this morning. This morning sun is always good. Anyhow, let's talk Manchester United, guys. So I've listened to an interview with between Sky and actually it was Peter Drury talking to Gary Neville. And Neville said a lot of good things, but one thing he said I did not agree with was him saying that he doesn't think United will finish among the top 5 this season. And I'm saying, okay, Gary, I love you. I respect you. A legend. You're so honest, but I actually disagree a bit. I think Manchester United has got a big chance to even win the title. They can win the title. Guys, it's only 8 games into the season. It's a marathon of 38 games. We've got 30 more games to play. It is 8 games into it, and Manchester United is only 8 points off the top. Yes, 4 losses, but we are just 8 points off the top. That's the beauty with winning a few games. I mean, I remember a debate where Mourinho was being, castigated for losing games, and some coaches were drawing. And what Mourinho said, he doesn't care about being unbeaten because if you draw 2 games and I win 1, I've got more points than you. Yes, you've got the pride of not losing, but I've lost. Uh, if we play 2 games and you draw both of them, me, I lose 1 and win the other. Who has more points? So United has lost 4 games, but we have won all the rest. We have lost 4 and won 4. There are teams up, ahead of us that have not lost a game, but they have drawn many. So if you do the math, that's why the gap isn't huge. So 8 points shy of Spurs, Arsenal, and then Man City down. Of course, there are Liverpool, and of course the rest of the clubs that follow. Is not so bad. 8 games into the season. So practically, guys, in terms of math and paper, United can even win this league. Am I saying we are going to win it? Perhaps not, obviously, but we can win it. So saying we want to finish among the top 5 for me from Gary Neville is a little too, what's the word? He's a bit, he has lost it so early. I think he has lost the belief in this team so early. I think he has given up so early. The beauty in my local, language, you've got a saying that zikusoka nezita kuva mabega. What that means is that it is better the bad times, because bad times will always be there in life, but it is better they come early so that you learn from them, and then you have you have room to improve and do better going forward. Unlike you starting well and then the bad times come late in the evening of your time. You understand? So for United, I feel like the bad times for us have come early, which is a good thing, and I've been talking about it here. That I love the fact that we had a decent transfer window, and then of course you always expected, because these players were tested and tried. Most of our new signings were tested and tried in the season. You expect it to take time for them to acclimatize and pick up and get to jail, and of course in that, as that was happening, we are losing a few games, but also there is slow progress. I felt like the game, like for example the game we just won in Fergie time, we played well. We controlled that game. We played well a lot of the times. Yes, there are still issues we need to improve. Yes, what are those? The spaces we create, I think, in our midfield when we are attacking, we look a bit disorganized when we are in our attacks. We are not compact enough. Now, those are areas we can improve with players knowing where to go, players not running into each other. By the way, I'm sipping on some juice called Honor. Some people call it Onana juice. It's good. Hmm? It's good. It's for now, of course, you can say it's better than Andrew Nana. But anyway, he will come along. I don't think he will flop at United. But anyway, so I think if we improve those little areas, United will be difficult to deal with. And we've got time now. And of course, you can be torn between whether it's good for us to have this break at this time when you think that victory could have given us, I think, a restart and something we can try to capitalize on. We had picked up the rhythm because of the nature of the victory. But also, on the other side, you can say it's an opportunity for us to, to reorganize and perhaps, come back better. But remember, some of our same players are going to be on international duty. But that said, for me personally, feel United can still compete for top three. And I think we will be there because if you look at all the teams ahead of us, I mean, we are currently lying, what is it, 10th on the pile? But ahead of us, we've got teams like Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. We've got, well, Newcastle is stubborn. We've got West Ham. There is Brighton, that's also stubborn. But all of these are teams we think can be, I think, moved, displaced, dispositioned. We can be ahead of those. So I think United can Spurs will not win the league. Obviously, they are top now, but they won't win the league. Please, Postecoglou is doing good, and they are good. They are compact. They are decent. They won't win the league. That we know. And I would be shocked if they finished ahead of us. They won't. So Manchester City, who of course to many are always going to be odds-on favorites to win it. I watched the Manchester City Arsenal game. I watched highlights of their game with Wolves. I actually think this could be one of, if not the worst Manchester City side I've seen obviously under Pep, but even before Pep. I think this Manchester City side is too beatable. Without two players, in fact, Rodri's absence and Kevin De Bruyne's injury just exposed how beatable this Manchester City is. They can be beaten easily. Arsenal should have beat them last night. They had, I think, just 4 shots on target. Could have been the least in the history of of Pep Guardiola's management. They are beatable. I feel they don't even deserve to win this league, to be honest, this season. I actually don't think they will win it. And it sounds crazy unless there's a certain change of things and all. But you see, the Premier League is so funny that's why this is the best league in the world. That when they figure you out, the moment they figure you out, it will make it so difficult for you. Even the smallest teams will make it so difficult for you. So Manchester City has sort of been figured out, and all teams are going to give them a lot of headache. Games they hitherto were winning for fun are going to become so difficult for them. I feel like Manchester City do not deserve. We've seen better Manchester City squads win this league that deserved it in ways that deserve it. I don't think Manchester City does. Arsenal and Manchester City is not improving, if you ask me. They are sort of regressing. Maybe, of course, Pep, we know it's Pep. He will get things in order and change things around. But until that happens, for now, the team I saw yesterday in the last game, you as good as your last ball in sport. I don't think they deserve to win the league. I don't even think they deserve to be ahead of us. They don't. I think we played better. Man U in that struggling victory over Brentford, we played a lot better than Man City played against Wolves, against Arsenal. And, you can take that to a bank. Now, Arsenal is the other team, of course, ahead of us, who should be title contenders. I actually don't think Arsenal has improved from where they were last season. Yes, they are still in those places and all, but I actually think last season's Arsenal was more title close than this so far. I feel like Arsenal have sort of maintained or even dipped a little, but the fact that the teams around them are not so good, that's why they are where they are. But Arsenal is not up there. Even when they beat us, by the way, I felt they could have beaten us, worse or better. If I had it been the previous season, for example, I feel like Arsenal are good. They are there. They are there. They are stagnant, as if until Arsenal get a Rasmus Højlund, a Erling Haaland, a top striker, then perhaps they will make that leap to the other side and become a clear title contender. For me, right now, there is no one team I look at and I say, okay, these ones, they should just go with the title. The rest of us should play catch up. I feel United has a chance. And the beauty with us is that we are improving every day. Is it a slow improvement? Perhaps it is, but it is there. If we've got fit players, if we get our manager to get his tactics right, put his players in the right positions, my thinking is Manchester United will shock the world of football. And guys, mark my words. You know how the Premier League is interesting. The gods of football, the gods of the Premier League are so funny that they just start writing their story. And the story, for me, I've seen it. It has started being scribbled. This Manchester United will change things around and they will shock people. Now, of course, I am saying this, but at the back of my mind, and I'm saying at the back of my mind, if only, if only these gods of football just do it for us and we get independence from the Glazers. The only thing that would stop us from achieving the things I dream of, I envision, is the Glazers staying. Because again, many will say the Glazers stay is Man United's curse. So until we beat that curse, maybe we will say all these things and all, but the curse will still haunt us. The truth is, if the Glazers leave immediately, United, if they leave now, United will win the Premier League this season. But the Glazers are, I think are certainly a stumbling block. But my thinking, guys, is all the teams, the 9 teams ahead of us, none of them for me looks unplayable. None of them for me looks like, these ones are so better than the rest. No, not even the unbeaten Spurs, not the unbeaten Arsenal. They are all beatable. United is improving slowly but surely. If we can be a little patient and hope that we don't go up and then down, up consistency is what we need now. When that happens, trust you me, we might be in the title conversation. I think I sound silly to some of you of little faith, but guys, man, I'm a fan of this club and I love it. So you don't expect me to say 8 games into the season we are not winning the title? Come on, you must be joking. You don't know me if you think I would say that. Anyhow, Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Happy Independence, Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. This country is going to be co-hosting the Africa Cup of Nations. And if you do plan to come here, you might want to hit me up in my inbox, because I might have some good deals for you 4 years from now when the AFCON comes, on where you need to stay and which places you will want to visit. Anyhow, catch you later.